Today on what I eliminated during my detox. Like I said in my previous video, I went 100%. I wanted to get myself better. I wanted to get my family better. I seen a light in the end of the tunnel and I went 100 miles per hour towards it. And I've watched all of Dr. Morse's videos, like I said previously, and a lot of what he said resigned me on a very deep level because it made sense. I mean, you don't really think about your daily routine and the things that you put into your body and all the chemicals that you ingest and you put on your skin that go directly into your bloodstream. And so I was never really big into makeup. I was never really big into just, putting a whole lot on my face or putting a whole lot on my body, like different lotions and things that people do. But I did have a few things that I needed to eliminate. So I think, let's start off with the first 6 big things that I eliminated. So obviously going all raw was the number one thing. Then I was like, what can I eliminate that I am putting inside of my body unknowingly that's bad for me and it's clogging up my whole system. It's giving me an extra boost of chemicals that I certainly do not need. So I started looking into the daily things that I did. I was like, what do? I brush my teeth every morning. What's in my toothpaste? Let's look into that. So once I started doing research on toothpaste and different kind of toothpaste, and not that I was using a bad toothpaste, I was using an all-natural, fluoride-free, baking soda whitening toothpaste of some sort. I don't remember exactly the brand. But it was still a lot of chemicals that I did not need to ingest on a daily basis. Not that I swallow my toothpaste, but still. So I gave that up and I substituted for a more natural alternative. And I was really, really glad to see not only did my teeth not turn yellow of some sort and didn't have any kind of change to them, but my mouth felt cleaner. I started using charcoal and baking soda, and I'll show you guys how I do all that. But my mouth just felt overall refreshed, and like every time you go get your teeth cleaned, it almost felt like that. So I was really surprised with that. It didn't take any time whatsoever. It was just something that was very natural for me. The second thing that I looked into was what I put on my hair. Now remember I was telling y'all whenever I started my detox journey, my hair fell out and I had chunks of it. Guys, it was sad looking. But I started thinking about all the chemicals that I had put in my body through my head. So I was just using, again, a very natural based, sulfate free, pretty much free of everything that I could think of. Brand that I had bought from Whole Foods or that I'll buy online. So again, it wasn't anything bad, but it still had a whole lot more than I'd like to put in my hair at that time and still to this day. So I started making my own shampoo and conditioner that was super simple. Well, at first, I expected to have some kind of, oiliness or dryness or reduration of my scalp, because every time you change your shampoo and conditioner, you go through some kind of a phase of getting used to it. Well, I did, and was not surprised. So for about 3 or 4 weeks, I could feel my hair more greasy, and I stopped washing it. So here was the trick to that. I reverse psychologized with my hair. So what I did is I stopped washing it as often. So I would wash my hair every other day before. I stopped washing it as often. Let all the oils come out, and then I'll strip it down with my homemade shampoo and conditioner. And so since that point on, since my hair got used to that, it took about a month, but since it got used to that, I have only washed my hair once a week, and it works out fine. This is on day 6, and let's see, I don't know if you can guys see, my hair is not greasy, my hair is not oily, and it's on 6 days. I could probably go another 2 or 3 days. I'm just saying I probably won't, but I could. So that's the point. I don't have greasy hair. I don't have smelly hair. Like there's nothing wrong with my hair, even though I don't put regular conditioner and shampoo. And let's just add this. It is so much cheaper. Not that, you know, you may not think about that, but why not save money while you're still detoxing? You're going to spend a whole lot more on herbs and trying to get your body well. Might as well save on some things. The third thing that I gave up was makeup. I was never really big into makeup. I only wore it when I went out. So for almost 3 years, I didn't wear any makeup whatsoever. So now in the past month and a half, I started wearing a little bit of mascara just because it makes me feel better. And I bought this mascara that's completely vegan, cruelty free. It only had, I think, like 4, well, they don't call it chemicals, but 4 ingredients that were so, say, safe and natural. I mean, it's still not anything natural. I didn't make it at home, though I am probably going to try to do that eventually when I get a little time. I'd like to do things at home. I'd like to get everything homemade, but I have not crossed that line yet. When I do, I'll let you guys know. So I never really put a lot of like makeup on. Even when I did wear makeup when I would go out, I never put foundation. I never put like, guys, I don't even know what all these things that you put on your face are. Like I had eyeshadow, I had lipstick and lip gloss, and I had eyeliner and mascara. Those are the few things that I had in my makeup cabinet. And it's such a joke because whenever my house was getting built, the architect that was doing the plans had drawn like this little makeup area in my bathroom. And I'm like, okay, well that's really nice. It looks cute, but what am I gonna do with it? Like, it's great. I mean, for aesthetics, if I'm reselling the house, but I don't know what else to do with it. But you know, it is what it is. So anyway, I eliminated all that completely. Didn't miss it. I mean, I wake up and I'm like, voila, happy me. I'm gonna look like this for the rest of the day. No changes there. Okay, number 4, deodorant. I know, deodorant. I gave it up. Now, I didn't give up deodorant completely. I just bought a more natural baking soda, essential oil base, because I did like to use something, but it's not the deodorant that you think about. Think about like the deodorant when it clogs up. Think about breast cancer, and think about all the lymph nodes that you have under your armpit, and you're clogging that up with a bunch of chemicals and aluminum. And then you wonder why so many women nowadays have breast cancer. Look up into that and the connection of it if you guys have not searched it or have not heard of it, because it is definitely a big thing. And I know for a lot of younger women, the natural deodorants may not work. Actually, I had this conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago. She has a teenage daughter, and the more natural based deodorants were not working for her. Her hormones are on a different level. And she was saying that she wanted to buy something that wasn't as organic or natural. Well, let's talk about 2 things here. Number 1, natural deodorants are not going to act the same way as something unnatural. So you may have to apply it a couple more times throughout the day. It's not going to last you 24 hours. And if you do tend to stink and sweat and everything else in between that, well, carry it with you and apply it throughout the day, but opt for the more natural option. Number 2, I don't stink. And I'm not just saying that because it's me, it's my whole entire family. You are what you eat, and you smell like the food that you ingest. So say that I went on a grape fast. I smell like grapes. I am not sweating out meat and something that's dead inside of my body. I'm sweating out fruits. My son, for a while, ate mangoes. And you guys, I kid you not, he smelled like a mango. He was just so sweet. He smelled like literally his body odor would be mango. It wasn't an odor, it was mango sweetness. So it's really funny. And if you're not familiar with that too, you can look it up or try it on yourself. Go raw for a week or eat something predominantly for a week, and you will see how your body reacts and what your smell is like. But be conscious of this though. Once you start detoxing, all the nasty smells are going to come back, and they're going to eliminate themselves through your body. So you may start smelling a little funky for a little while. But anyway, so if you do eat pretty clean, smell is not a thing that you have to worry about. Number 5, perfumes. I did like to use perfumes. That was probably one of those things that made me feel better. I mean, I had bought at one point I had so many perfumes, I'm like, oh, I don't know which ones to pick. It was just a thing that I like. I like the smells of things. And I don't use them at all. I still have a few of them that I had not used just for aesthetics. I like how it looks on my counter next to my little makeup cabinet that I was telling you about. But I do not use any of them. And the reason why is because there's so many chemicals in perfumes. Guys, it is absolutely absurd of the amount of things that go into perfumes and are not good for you. And so we spray them at most delicate areas where we absorb them and clog up those areas. So you spray behind your ears and on your wrist, you're clogging up those areas. And if you're having any kind of congestion problems or any kind of headaches or any of that kind of sort of thing in your head up here, and you're spraying more chemicals in that area, well, you're not helping yourself at all. So I stopped using them completely. And it was just something that I like to do. But then I read a book because I was kind of missing them. And I read a book. It was completely an irrelevant book to perfumes. It was just a portion of the book that talked about how years ago perfumes were invented because people didn't shower with mutts. The more wealthy people would take a shower 3 or 4 times a year, and the ones that weren't so well off may not take a shower for a year or more. So that's when perfumes were invented originally. So that gave me a different perspective, and it helped me look at it in a different way. So no perfumes, and that's okay. Lastly, no medicine. I was never big into medicine as an adult. When I was growing up, I was very sick constantly. And my mom, little did she know, she was trying to do the right thing, bless her heart, but would constantly take me to the doctor. So I would sneeze, I would cough, I would be at the doctor's office. My grandma, that took care of me predominantly also, would do the same thing. So she had a lot more natural recipes that she would try to heal me with, but the combination between mom and grandma, I'd end up at a doctor's office inevitably at some point. And I had a bunch of pneumonias, and I had bronchitis constantly, that sometimes I would be on shots, and the nurse would come to my house 3 times a day to give me shots because I would feel so bad off they wouldn't bring me to the hospital. And the healthcare system was a little bit different in Bulgaria too, so that was a normal thing. But they had given me so many medications that all of your basic antibiotics stopped working. And so I had gotten to this plateau. I had taken everything for so long that now that I would get sick, nothing would work. So they had to turn to more natural alternatives. And then we came to the United States, and the medicines were a little different. But at that point, I started educating myself. And I had graduated school and was my first year of pre-med. And even though I was going to school to do and prescribe medicine, I was not 100% believing that would work for my body. So I started doing more research on natural health alternatives and how to treat your body, and not just the symptoms, and how to heal everything that you have in a natural way. And so I started using a lot of herbs. I started using a lot of things that I had on hand at my house. And there was a book, I can't think of the name of it right now, it's on the tip of my tongue. It was something like Kitchen Remedies, maybe. I think that's what it was. If I think about it, I'll link it in the description below. But I think that's what it was, kitchen remedies. So like things that you have around your house that you can make a remedy for whatever it is that you need. And it was like anti-inflammatory things, and it was cayenne peppers and garlics and lemons and honeys and mixtures of things, and different herbs that you can combine that you most likely would have on hand or you can get easily. So I really went into that direction, and then within the years I've kind of upped up my game with herbs, and I will show you guys in the video. I am a herb lover. There's nothing that I do not like about an herb, and combination of herbs and how they bond to each other and how they have little families that help each other out. And herbs are so amazing, but I can go on a rant for about hours about herbs. So to wrap things up, those are the 6 things that I had given up during my detox. And even now that I'm more open to, mascara per se, or if I go out to a resort, I'll get it for like a more alternative, like to-go shampoo option that I wouldn't have done before. It is something that I'm very conscious of, and I do not like to put a lot of things in my body just because I know what happens. And if you guys would like me to go into more detail or have any questions about anything that I do, please go ahead and comment below. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that now, and don't forget to turn on the notification button. See you guys next time.